Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have Valeria Mendoza, and she is a children's author, and she has written The Planet of Joy. Welcome, Valeria.
Thank you, Dan.
She's from Northborough. And the person who designed the cover, was that you or the illustrator?
No, the illustrator. Her name is Maria Octavia Russo.
You hooked up with a great illustrator. Let me tell you what this thing.
Yes.
I always like to see the front and the back is cute too. It's this was dedicated to your little son, Santiago.
Santiago.
Who has, hello Santiago, he's just turned 4 years old. And you've probably read it to him many times.
Oh, yes, yes.
This is about a star, and the star's name is Santi. And he has a journey through the planet of joy, and he got a letter inviting him. She's going to tell us all about it. He loved blowing bubbles too, and here he is, here's Santi. Tell us what the book is about, basically.
Okay, so I wrote this book because when I was going through the terrible twos with my son, I saw a lot of feelings around him, and then he will get upset and super excited all at the same time. So one night when I was trying to make him sleep, I was thinking, like, how cool would it be if we can have like a planet or just a moment just to feel ourselves with that emotion that he has right now, right? Like, he could be happy. So I started thinking, like, why would not be like a planet? And then, but it was just never thinking about writing it, like just thinking about it. And then I started to notice that for him it was hard to say what he was feeling. Like, it would be something that will make you happy, but he didn't have a few words by that time. So I was thinking, like, okay, this is happiness, you feel excited. So I started pointing things that will bring him joy during the day, and I noticed that he started repeating, of course, like, okay, so he was learning how to name those feelings. And I think that's very important, because sometimes even ourselves, we don't know how to put a name to what we're feeling. Right. So I think it's important to teach it from a young age. So that's why I started like Planet of Joy, and Santi goes to different places in that planet, and he's living in situations that brings him joy. But I don't know, like, at the same time, we can have a lot of happiness, and that can have consequences too, like if it's too much.
Excellent, I love this. He finds a little dog to hang out with. What's the dog's name?
Purri.
Purri. Now, you also have this book. This is a first, I'm being my guest. You have this book in Spanish.
Yeah, I originally wrote it in Spanish.
How do you say the title in Spanish?
El Planeta de la Alegría.
Okay, The Planet of Joy, and she just said it in Spanish. I can speak French with you, but I can't speak Spanish.
No.
Have you been getting the word out? Because this is highly unusual in both languages in a new author.
Yeah, I decided to do it like that because Spanish is my first language, of course, and then I live here, so most of the people that I know here speak English. I worked in public schools in the past, so because I have a master's degree in early childhood, so I was in classrooms, and I always thought, like, how nice can it be if I read this to the kids, and the way for them to understand it is to have it in English.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so and then I started like writing in English myself, like translate it. But then, of course, English is not my first language. I asked for help from a friend that she's fully bilingual, and then that's how it turned out. So I wanted to have both.
Now, were you originally from
Venezuela?
Venezuela.
Yes.
And when you came over here, was it hard to learn English, or did you know English?
I knew some English. Yeah. When I first came, the first 6-7 months, I was in a language school. So just to have, basically, because if I wanted to have a master's degree, you have to pass like a language test and all of that. So that was my main goal by that time. And of course, it helped me improve my English, like in communication, writing, reading.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Lesley University.
Where?
Lesley in Cambridge.
In Cambridge?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you studied early childhood, elementary education?
Yeah, it's funny story, but when I studied back in Venezuela and I graduated from college, I did accounting. I am an accountant from profession, but I always wanted to be a teacher, but circumstances were different and I couldn't. So when I came here, I saw an opportunity to finally do it. So that's when I applied for the master's, and then I did my master's at Lesley.
So it was sort of a surprise to you what you ended up doing.
Yeah, totally.
And you were an accountant.
I am, yeah.
Do you still do accounting?
No. I just had like the major, have the title on a wall, and that's it.
So you've dedicated yourself to writing.
Yes, right now.
Writing,
yes.
that's what you're doing. This is going, did I see something about it's going to be a series?
Yes, it is, and my second book is all done. It's ready, it's translated, it's just in the printing process.
What's the title?
The Planet of Sadness.
The Planet of Sadness?
Yes.
The direct opposite of The Planet of Joy.
Yes.
Valeria, where can they get a hold of your book and maybe have you come speak?
Yeah, my book is available in my website. It's www.thisisvaleriamendoza.com, and you'll have it in both languages, English and Spanish hardcover.
Where have you appeared?
I have been in reading the book in libraries.
Were you in Tatnuk?
I was in Tatnuk.
That's where I saw your, yeah.
Yes, I was in Tatnuk. I went to Northbury Public Library, Shrewsbury Public Library. I have visited some public schools too. I went the girls' public school in Northborough. So it's been nice, and hopefully I'm going to Marlborough Public School soon. Okay. I want to focus a lot on like the Hispanic community, yes. Like trying to bring my message for those, let's say, smaller communities that are around in the area.
Don't forget the senior centers. They have grandchildren.
Okay.
I tell a lot of my authors, don't forget it.
That's
they say, well, why would I
true.
go there? Because they have grandchildren. And it's all different cultures, that type of thing. Oh, yeah, you really love it. I had an author on here, it was her first book. And I sent her to a library. I mean, a senior center. She said, why? I said, you watch. She sold 10 books in an hour.
Oh, really? Good.
I think you would love that. We are talking with Valeria Mendoza. She's a children's author. This is her first book, The Planet of Joy. Now, in this story, he does bubbles.
Yes.
Tell me about the bubbles.
The bubbles is, my son loves them so much. And when I start, of course, like you might know, I wrote so many possible books before getting to this one, the final version. So I always picture him in a corner. We have at home like a special corner. I don't like to call it corner, but it's where it is. So it's like where he can calm himself, or if you're too angry, you can go there. And we've been adding some little toys or manipulative that he can use to chill and relax. So bubbles are part of it. So I said,
likes to blow bubbles?
Yeah, he loves it. So I said, like, why Santi will not travel in that bubble to go to this planet? So that's how bubbles came. It's all based on my experience and my son, and Purri is my dog, who is almost 14 years old.
Oh, so you have that's your dog.
I have that. It's very similar to that one. It's my dog. It's Purri, and he was like my first son. He's been with me for the last almost 14 years.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a Shih Tzu.
A Shih Tzu?
Yeah.
Is it Shih Tzu or Shih Tzu?
There's Shih Tzu, and they're like, I think originally from China.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, this is cute. There's a letter that comes for our friend. Mm-hmm. And it says, welcome to the Planet of Joy, where all the fun is at. Don't forget to laugh and play. With love, your friend, Mr. Pat. Where'd you get that name?
Okay, so Mr. Pat is a little dog that we have. Is like a squishy that my son has. So we just decided to call him Mr. Pat because, dog in Spanish is pato. So we said like a short name for Pato, and then we were saying like Pat. And then after that, I decided like, why not? Why not call it Mr. Pat? So that's how we got to that name. And he is like, let's say, the master in the story. Yeah. Like, he knows what Santi's going through. So
he sort of is a leader for
our main character, whose name is Santi.
Yeah.
And he had remind everybody he's a little star, and this is his journey through the planet of joy. And this is the letter he got inviting him to come on board. Where did you get this idea? Mainly, was it you inspired by your little son, or what?
Yeah, it's mostly, I have to be honest, since I knew I was gonna be a mom, I started working on myself a lot. And I realized that I was not, even though I'm very emotional, I was not paying attention a lot to my emotions, and I was not being honest to myself with what I was feeling. So I started working on that a lot, like trying to get to know myself and what I was feeling. And then I started to realize many things in my adult life about like who really I am, like writing and stuff like that. So I wanted to give my son that opportunity. And for me, it's very important to explore every emotion so you can see what of that you have inside.
Oh, definitely, Annie. He's on a with the dog. He's on a plane. He's flying on the plane. The illustrator for your book did an excellent job.
She is amazing.
Where did you meet your illustrator?
Okay, so Octavia, I met her through my brother. My brother is a short filmmaker, and she did some illustrations for him. And when I told him about it, he said, like, this is the person for you. So she's awesome.
I would guess so. Will she be doing all your other books too?
Yeah, she just finished the second, yeah.
Here's Yummy. It's called Yummy Land, and they're having like a party.
Yes.
She also brought something really cool. Show us your little your jar.
So this book can help parents and kids in so many ways, but one of the activities that I have done through the book is just this little jar of joy, I call it, and you can put inside in this paper, write things that brings you joy. And whenever you don't feel like too happy, or you're upset, or you're a little bit down or blue, you can always go to your jar, you can open it,
this is so cool.
Take one of the papers. I pick a yellow because it's just like the color of the book.
Color,
yeah, and then here inside is like what my son likes to do and what brings him joy. So we have like cooking, and there's probably going swimming.
Cookie, like, or anything, or swimming?
Yeah, he right here we have like cooking. He loves cooking, going to swimming lessons, or giving mom a hug, or playing with my sisters. So those things are the ones that we have here. And whenever he doesn't feel like too happy, we go here just to remind us that there are other things that can move our mood too.
And you are going to sell that with the book.
Yes, I have. I'm making them. I'm making them myself. So I will have them available on the website too. And we also have.
Will they go with the book, Valeria, or do they separate price?
They're separate price.
Okay.
But in my website I have also like a little box where you can put, like, if it's a special gift for someone for a birthday or something like that. I can definitely do something different. That's the part that I like the most. Like I have personalized notes, and I can put people's name and stuff like that. So I love that. But on the same time, I have an activity book for this book. So it's available too on my website, and it's just like, it's a PDF that you can download for like $1.
Activity book. Now, what's in the activity book?
The activity book is coloring book, but at the same time, you can have. I have a page that is the activity that I do with the kids when I go to libraries and schools, that they can create their own planet of joy. So there's like a paper, and you can draw. And I went to a school, and they also take it to a different level, and they did like a marble. You know where the kids, when the babies have like a marble on their crib, on the top. So they did one of the planet of joy. Each one made their own planet of joy like that, and they took it home. When I saw the pictures, it was amazing. So there's so many things that you can do through the book. Like we have that activity, but we also have like, who would you take to the planet of joy? And then you can picture people or animals or whatever you want to take to your planet, and then you can draw yourself in that activity book. So it's like around 8 pages, 9 pages.
Okay, online, is it like near where you show the book? They'll see it, the activity book?
It's on the website.
Okay,
on the website, it's like for $1, and you just download the file, and that's it. And it's good because it goes with the book, and they can help parents do the activity after they read the book. Because my goal with the book is connection, children, parents, or whoever is the adult that is taking care of them.
The child is connecting with himself as well, and having fun. That the creative, I love that. The book is great, and then also you have the creative part to go along with it. It's like the physical activity of creating something else.
Yeah.
So Now, do you read when you go visit places? Do you read the story to everybody, or?
I read the story. We see it around like I read out loud in school. That's how I learn.
Me too, yeah.
That's how I fell in love with children's book that way, because when I was teaching, we do read out loud. So I see the kids and the parents are there too. And then we read out loud. I ask questions. I stop. Then after that, we finish and we do the activity. And you can see the kids drawing around. And then they show you. And then I give them some stickers after they're done.
She's got, show us the stickers.
The stickers are right here.
This is like what's in the book.
Yeah, this is like Santi from the book, and this is like Puri, and I also have like bookmarks. Yeah, when you go to my read out louds, you always get one for yourself. Like I always bring them with me, and then I give to the kids. And I think it's very important because it also kind of like helps them to read and be more interested in reading in the book. So the more fun you do it, and the more interactive you do it, the more you can get them involved.
She's got it nailed. The more fun you can do with the kids, the more they want to read it, instead of doing this on, all the time with your little...
Yeah. And it's available for an ebook too, but definitely when you feel a book, the hardcover.
Oh yeah, this is, I prefer, I want to feel it, smell it,
yeah.
the whole book. I don't want to just have a machine and... I've got a couple of friends who think it's great. I'm like, you're crazy.
I mean, it can be helpful sometimes when you're like in a rush or something like that. But definitely, the paperback version is also available on Amazon. But I'm not. I don't love the paperback version.
I didn't know you had a paperback version too.
Yeah, it's available on Amazon. But the hardcover for me, it's amazing. The printing quality, when you feel the book, the hardcover.
Just the colors, the blue and the yellow.
And it allows you to do these kind of details like you have in the back of the cover.
This was typical when I was growing up. This book belongs to.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, did you get that a lot in books?
Yeah,
I did.
Not so much, honestly. I didn't see that in the Spanish books that I read by that time. We didn't have that much, but I think it's important. It makes you like your book. Like when you put your name there, it's yours. So I think it's also very important. And if your son can write, like make him put the name on it by himself.
Yeah, sure. How long did it take you to write The Planet of Joy?
It was a long process. Let's say about almost a year. And it was hard to begin to writing, but one day I said, like, why don't I make this different? Like in Spanish, it's a rhyming book. In English, kind of is, but I said, like, okay, why don't I start writing in rhymes? And then I'm not gonna lie, in a week, after all that many tries, in a week it was all done.
I am amazed. I am like totally. I'm blown away that. With Spanish is your original language.
Yes.
Learning English, I think, is probably tough enough. But you rhyme in your book, and that's tough for even a lot of us who grew up here.
Yeah, I mean, I did it, and that's why I also asked for help, because the rules are different. Like, rhyming in Spanish and English is different. Like, English with all the phonemes that English has, it's unbelievable. So, I mean, I understand and I speak, but I'm not a professional like that.
Well, we have a lot of, slang and abbreviations.
Yes.
I did an ESL over at the Worcester Library with a lady from Russia.
Okay.
And she could speak it, but she was having trouble reading it. So I put my thinking cap on. I said, you know what? I borrowed out a couple of children's books and took her through and had her read it like we learn in first grade or nowadays in kindergarten or whatever.
Believe me, when I was doing my master, that helped me a lot too, because you teach the kids how to read at that time, so you get all those tricks and all those rules, and it's very easy to understand, like when they were explaining how to pronounce the A and the A, so it's very nice. So.
Valeria, how can they reach you in your book?
My book, it's available on my website, www.thisisvaleriamendoza.com, and you will find English and Spanish version in hardcover.
This is cool. In Yeland, there was water to splish and splash and sprinkle. Santi swam so very long, his skin began to wrinkle. Now, are your books going to be writing?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how many do you think you're going to have in your series?
For now, I'm thinking about 5.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
5. So, yeah. And I'm starting with the 2 that we know the most, like joy and sadness, but there's also, I have fear and love.
I like that. You're getting right to the nitty-gritty of the emotions. Look at the duck. Who's the duck on this one?
That's Mr. Pat.
That's Mr. Yeah. I wanted them to know. Yeah. Was it? I've read it, but was it a surprise to our hero that Mr. Pat was a duck? You think it was a surprise?
I think it was for my son at the beginning, like when we were trying to call him, and also for the girls, like the twins.
Yeah.
They helped me a lot too. Like when they even want to say like I want to be an author like you, because they they were helping like I want to picture something like this, or I want to do something like that. So Mr. Pat, by that time when I started writing, was one of my son's favorite stuffy, and it's just a yellow dog that actually looks a lot like the yellow dog that we have here in Boston boats. Like
yeah. Look at this page. He's gone to bed, nighty night, and then beside it, the following day, Santi came across a colorful couch toy. It reminded him of all his adventures on the planet of joy. That's Mr. Pat, right? That's
Mr. Pat. That's Mr. Pat right there.
That is. Oh my God. Now the new one coming out. When do you think that'll be here?
I need to be honest. It's in the printing process, so it might take at least 2 more months.
Oh, that's good.
2 more months.
Ooh,
yeah.
Get it out before like the holiday seasons. It's always a great time for authors to get out there.
Yeah.
Because people are buying these for the kids.
Yeah, I wanted to do it last year, but there were a lot of changes last minute, so I decided to wait because when it goes out, it's a good quality and a good book. So
it's made very, very well. You self-published it?
Yes, I did.
There's going to be a copy over at here in Upton at their Upton Center at the library in the dedicated authors section, and take a peek, go take a look at it, read it with the kids. And were you like this as a child? Were you good at writing books and all?
I loved reading as a child.
Yeah.
I think for a period of my life, I also liked writing. But then I think that's the part I was talking before. Like I got a little bit lost and did a lot of things. Like might not whereas myself, I got a lot into numbers and accounting and things that I considered by that time to be important.
Yeah.
And then I got to be honest, when I got pregnant, knew about my son, everything started to show up, and then I fell in love again, and falling in love again was one of the motives that I started writing to that person. So I said, like, I'm good at this. And then everything else came up. So it was like a mix of things.
It just came together.
It just came, at
Is
the perfect
your family
time.
in Venezuela or here?
They live in Venezuela, but actually they're right here right now.
They're here in the States. Are they visiting with you?
Yeah, they stay
Hello.
with me. Yeah, they stay with me because it's my son's birthday, so they came for his birthday.
That is, they actually got on a plane and came over. I won't get. Did you see about that plane that lost the door?
Oh my God! Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I said that in the video.
Just by the grace of God or whatever, that no one was sitting right there. And then recently there was another plane. I don't know, but boy, your family is very brave right now. I don't know if I could. Now your son, he just turned 4. He has twin sisters, and they're 11.
They're 11.
And I was wondering, when I was 11, I would have loved to have had a little brother or sister. Didn't work out that way. It was the other way around. I was the baby, and my sibling was a lot older.
Okay.
But how are they all taking to each other?
I mean, I think they really love each other. We've known each other for a very long time, so because we were friends before all. So they lived all my pregnancy, so since day one, they knew about him. So they got along very well, and now that they're older and, they're like young ladies, they want to take care of him and then like play with him.
Built-in babysitters.
Yeah, it's something like that, exactly. They take good care of him. Like they can fight, of course, as siblings, but they love each other and then play together still. So it's nice.
That is awesome. I mean, to have the 2 big sisters like that, that's a gift.
Yeah.
That really. Now, we're talking again with Valeria Mendoza. Valeria, again, how can they get a hold of your book?
Yeah, my book, it's available on my website. It's www.thisisvaleriamendoza.com, and you can find like English version, Spanish, hardcover, and we will feature this soon. This little, I call it the Jar of Joy. And if you buy your book, you can also get bookmarks and stickers And if you want to make it special for someone, I can definitely take care of that and put their name and make it very special for them.
Oh, okay. So you can. Would it be in the inside? Just would you do everything?
I do when I have left books in libraries. I put a little notes and then my sign on it. And then if you want that on your book, I can definitely do it.
That's a fantastic idea. We're going to have to wrap it up, but now you've got another one coming, and it's the Planet of Sadness.
Yes, the Planet of Sadness.
Wait, that's is it going to be a same kind of cover color, yellow and?
No, it's gonna be blue.
Blue, all blue.
All blue.
With what? Any other colors besides?
It's gonna be all blue, and I'm gonna give you like a little hint. It's gonna be something like Under the Water.
So we got to look forward to this in a couple of months. Let me know.
Yeah,
Get your back on again. Again, go really up to the library if you're in the area, and pick up a copy of it.
Yeah, and you can also follow me on Instagram. This is Valeria Mendoza, and then it's there. I will be posting when it's coming out, and I'm always posting questions, how we can talk with our kids about the book, what questions can we ask, what questions can we ask ourselves as parents. So everything is there too.
Can they reach you on your email?
Yeah.
If they'd like to maybe get you scheduled somewhere, what's your email?
Yeah, my email is thisisvaleriamendoza@gmail.com.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mommies and grandparents out there, so it's the planet of joy. And again, I love the dog, and that she has a dog. That's her dog, basically. Yeah,
it is.
Thank you for being with us.
No, thank you so much, and
we'll
thank you.
We'll have you back on again for sure. Let me know.
Yeah, I will let you know when it's out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We'll see you next time. I'll be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.